The Evergreen State College Tacoma hosted the inaugural statewide summit for historic preservation focused on Black history in Washington State. On May 11th, attendees learned about Washington's history of racially restrictive covenants, the effort to designate Black history sites as historic landmarks, and the ongoing efforts to document and archive Black history in Tacoma and across the state. Reporter Dan Strothman has the story.
Dozens of participants gathered from around the region to share stories of their own history and learn from others.
I come from a stolen people brought to a stolen land. Our blood and our bones are in this soil. I say that because we're talking about our human history here and the preservation of it and the inclusion of it.
Really what I'd like to focus in on now is the connection that Roger and I have. So on the left here is a photo of my family, the Donaldsons. This was taken in approximately 1902 in Rosslyn, Washington. And then on the right is Roger's family. So for Roger and I, both of our families were recruited to work in the coal mines in Rosslyn, Washington. There were white miner labor strikes that were occurring in the 1880s, and the railroad company, which was also the mining company, a very early corporation in that sense, they were looking for non-white labor to work for less, to put pressure on the white union so that they would agree to less wages.
Art exhibits, photos, and interactive demonstrations were available throughout the campus. Topics included the preservation of historic Black landmarks, neighborhoods, artwork, and personal family photos and heirlooms.
Tacoma realized that they needed to do a survey also to kind of figure out, well, what do we have here for when we're talking about African American history? And for me, when I started looking at the maps, I was like, well, a map tells you history, it tells you a story. We need to really try to figure out, like, where were the Black folks living at? Because it wasn't very, very clear. I mean, you just couldn't pull it out of any place.
I represent my community through my work, and I know that I'm here today because I was asked, and we're doing work about preserving our legacy, but a lot of times we don't even understand our own legacies, and we don't even understand ourselves.
For Tacoma Report, I'm Dan Strothman.
On May 23rd, the Tacoma Landmarks Preservation Commission will present the 2024 Historic Preservation Awards, 6 p.m. at the Blue Mouse Theater. Evergreen Tacoma will be among the recipients, winning Outstanding Achievement in Partnerships in Preservation.